I used the $20 plus a bit of my own money, and I bought cookie mixes, oatmeal, chocolate chip, mint chocolate chip, and snickerdoodle. I made cookies with this cookie mix that I bought, and gave them about 2 bags, like to each person, then 3 cookies per bag, and at these senior homes down in Hatboro, PA, and they were greatly appreciative of it. And these people weren't exactly financially stable, so I wanted to make them feel happy just by this simple thing, like 6 cookies per person. It wasn't too much, but it made me feel great because they loved it. They loved the thoughtfulness, the carefulness, and they loved me. They loved learning about me. They all wanted pictures. They all wanted hugs, and I was just so happy because I just didn't know somebody they cared that much, and it was a great thing to do because they loved it. Like they were so pleased. They were so thankful. They all said bye, and they were so nice. And it was just a great experience to have, and I feel like it had a great impact on these people and myself.
I bought ingredients to make chocolate chip cookies and containers to put them in. I also bought Kit Kats. I then baked cookies and put them in the containers with the Kit Kats. I typed up ingredient labels and used a sticker maker to put them on top of the containers. I then brought and donated these cookies to Family Promise in Ambler. Family Promise provides an apartment for homeless families. There are 8 apartments at Family Promise. I made a container of cookies with Kit Kats for each of the 8 families. It made me feel really good because I was helping underprivileged families.
I bought food and I took it to a food bank that I volunteer at. It felt really good when I gave it to them because it helped me give back in a different way than I usually do. Because usually I don't give food to them. I usually pack bags to give out food, and I organize and I restock things in the food bank. So it was really nice to just give back in a different way and know that the food I gave is going to go to someone who is going to need it, and I think that's a really special thing, and it was really, really, really nice to do. I definitely want to do it again at some point. It just felt really good because I knew that someone who needs that food is going to hopefully enjoy it, because I just really hope I made somebody's day.
I decided to go out and buy some food to donate to a food pantry. I feel that around the holidays, and especially all the time, not just around the holidays, that people want food, need food, and some people are less fortunate sometimes. And I thought that this was a good way to give back to the community I live in, especially because the food pantry I give it to will directly impact the community around me. It made me feel really good. People that I gave it to thanked me for all the stuff. But besides that, I just felt like it will do good in the community, and it will cause a difference and a change that will help hopefully bring about almost a new era of change in which we can spread happiness by giving back to the community.
I decided to donate to a charity called Hat Packs. So what Hat Packs does is they donate food to the families that can't afford food for their kids on the weekends. So every week the people at Hat Packs, they get together and they put together bags of food. So they'll give them canned food and some snacks, stuff like that. So first I emailed them to see what kind of food they needed, and they said they needed some oatmeal, juice, canned soup, snacks, stuff like that. So later I went to the grocery store and I picked up some of that stuff, and then a couple days later I dropped off the food. And after I left, after I'd given them the food, I just felt good about myself, not just because I was helping people, because I knew I was really making a difference. Because with Hat Packs, they donate to the people in the hatboro-horsham area, people I know. And I've talked to people before, and they've actually benefited from Hat Packs. So it's good to know that what I'm doing is really making a difference. And not just because I'm donating to them, but because I can make all that difference with just the $20.
I got some flowers and treats for my teachers and some other teachers around the building to show the appreciation I have towards them for all that they do, and I wanted to show some holiday spirit. Seeing all my teachers smile made me smile, and I also had a lot of fun handing everything out. Doing all these small acts of kindness not only made my teachers smile, but also made me very happy.
I took my $20 and bought flowers to take them to the Hatboro cemetery to put on older graves that didn't have any flowers. I wanted to do it because I always felt bad for the people who passed away and who are a little too old to have any living relatives to remember them. I was able to do this challenge with 2 close friends, and it was a very enjoyable experience for all of us. Once we were done, we were all really happy and satisfied with what we had accomplished.
I donated it to a charity called Cradles to Crafts. This charity provides things like school supplies and clothing to low-income and homeless children. My family doubled the $20 and bought a whole bunch of socks for those kids, so in total it's about 100 pairs of socks. I decided to do this because I wanted to make sure, especially during the winter months, that those kids were getting the clothes that they needed. This made me feel good about what I've done with the money because I know it helped a lot of kids who are struggling, and I know it impacted them in a good way.
I went to the Dollar Tree and I got things to put together coloring kits for the kids at the Abington Hospital Pediatrics floor. In the kits, I put a poster decorating kit, a coloring book, and a pack of Crayola crayons. And it made me really happy to be able to do that because it was something that the kids could have over the holidays. And I know there were a couple of kids that were going to be in the hospital for a long time that were able to get them. And it made me really happy because they were going to have a hard holiday season. And it was going to be really hard for them and their families to have to spend the holidays in the hospital, which was just going to be really rough for them. So it made me really happy to know that I could brighten up some kids' day no matter what, just because they had something that could take their mind off of whatever was going on with them.
I chose to use the $20 and buy some things for respite night at my church. So respite night is basically a night where any family with children with special needs can bring their kids to this night, and basically it's just like a recess night. There's games, toys, activities, and crafts, and really they just can have like a super fun night like playing. And so I bought 2 balance boards for this night so they can like have another activity to do in the gym, which is where they have like trampolines and bouncy balls and like other things like that. It's a night where so that the parents with any kids with special needs can just have, you know, time just to themselves and just like do whatever they need to do. I've been helping out at Respite for a long time, and there's already so many things in the gym, but I feel like adding another thing will make it fun for the kids to like come and like, oh, see this new thing. And, you know, when I was emailing the leader of Respite Night asking her if there was anything I could buy, you know, she mentioned these balance boards and she was so appreciative, and it just made me feel really good that I was doing something that like meant a lot to her and that's going to mean a lot to the kids that are coming in the future. And it just made me feel just like really good knowing that I was doing this great thing.
With Miss Ulmer's $20 challenge money and about $20 of my own money, I donated to the Breathing Room Foundation's holiday program for families affected by cancer. The BFR is a local organization that provides care and support to families who are facing a cancer diagnosis. I did more research and found that I needed to email the executive director of the program, and I emailed her and I told her I was interested in donating and sponsoring a family. When you sponsor a family, you get a wish list of Christmas gifts they want. My family and I sponsored a family of 3. My parents bought presents for the mom and son, and I took care of the daughter. Her name was Madison, and she's 14 years old, so it's just the same age as me, so it was easy to pick out stuff that I knew she would like. I got her mascara, nail polish, hair ties, a hairbrush, face masks, jewelry, and a craft wooden M that came with paint and paintbrushes for her to decorate. All of that stuff was suggested on the wish list for her. Knowing that it would make Madison's day by getting everything she wanted and helping a local family warmed my heart. Even though I won't be a part of Miss Ulmer's $20 challenge next year, I will definitely continue to donate to this charity and in the years to come. I really enjoyed helping a family during the holiday season, and it was so much fun to shop, wrap, and drop off Madison's presents.
I signed up for a sign-up genius called Random Acts of Christmas. The sign-up genius is for families in need to submit a form for each of their children about what they want for the holidays. I signed up to buy art supplies or an art kit for a 7-year-old girl. I used the $20 and an additional $25 of my own money to buy the gift. I also volunteered to help sort the gifts at the office building they were working out of. They didn't have many people to volunteer, but I had a lot of work to do, so it was nice being able to help in any way I can. I chose to buy a child art supplies because I almost always ask for something related to art for Christmas. I always have a lot of fun creating art, and it means a lot to me to be able to give that feeling to someone else.
My school was hosting a charity event where every time we donated dollar bills, we would get that amount of time off of our in-class time. I donated because it was to help kids with cancer and to increase cancer treatments. I felt that the school was doing a good thing when they set up this charity, and I felt good to donate money to a good cause.
I used my $20 to help contribute to a gift basket for a friend who's pretty sick. Me and a couple friends went to Target and bought things that she likes, and we put them in a basket and delivered it to her house. I wanted to do this because when I found out she was sick, we wanted to do something for her, and it made me feel really good.
I went out and I bought a bunch of stuff, and I made pizzas with my boyfriend. I did it because I felt really bad that I got him sick twice, and he seemed to be having a really crappy week 1 month. It made me feel really good about myself because I did something nice, and the smile on his face when I came over, and he was so excited, and we had so much fun.
I decided to donate to the Travis Manning Foundation. I chose this foundation because they help families of fallen soldiers move on from the loss. And as someone who has had a family member and friends who served and used to serve in the military, I would never want their family to be unsupported if they ever lost a loved one. I feel good because I know that the money will be used to help someone move on from a loss, and it will also create new opportunities for them afterwards.
I went to the Dollar Tree and bought $20 worth of holiday cards that ended up being 40 different cards. And they were Happy Hanukkah cards, Merry Christmas cards, Happy Holidays cards, religious cards, and Happy New Year cards. And then I went home and wrote Happy Holidays and Have a Good New Year in each of them. And then I went to the Delaware Valley Veterans Home and gave them as donations so that they'll give it to the veterans. I'm from a veterans family, and I think it's good to give back to the veterans, and they're often under times forgotten about, even though what they do for our country is a very big deal. It made me feel good to give back during the holiday season, but also made me feel sad about the veterans who oftentimes don't have family members that show up or visit them, or even friends that visit them. So they're oftentimes alone.
We decided to combine our money to make $80 to go to one charity, which was WAGS. So we went to PetSmart and Ross, and we bought lots of dog toys with all of our money. And then we went to the WAGS Adoption Center in the Horsham veterinarian clinic thing, and we gave all the stuff to them. And then we got to hang out with the puppies.
The staff were really nice, and they really appreciated us donating for their charity.
Yeah, choosing them.
Mm-hmm.
It made me feel like warm-hearted.
It felt really great because all of that money was going towards something good to help puppies and dogs.
We combined all our money and went to PetSmart. We spent our $60 on dog and cat toys and treats and donated them to a shelter called Forever Young.
This shelter is partnered with PetSmart, and the lady helping us told us that we could even come back at a later time if we check the website and see all the dogs and cats who will be receiving our donations.
The very nice woman at PetSmart who helped us achieve this goal was very appreciative.
She said to us, "You guys warm my heart. This is the most fun that I've had all day."
We did this because animals without homes deserve to be treated with love and should be as happy as any other animal with a home.
We had a great time doing this and will continue to encourage others and ourselves to go out and help our community.
I decided to use my $20 to donate to WAGS Rescue. WAGS is a rescue for dogs that started an effort to help dogs left behind after Hurricane Katrina. In addition to the $20, I also added $10 of my own to the donation. The $30 was able to buy a small dog bowl, 2 large dog collars, and 3 slip leashes. I also discovered that they take items as donations, and I collected some of our gently used blankets and bought some new toys to donate at the next adoption event. I was inspired to do this because I have a dog of my own, and he's a very happy and fluffy dog that I love. And I wish I could have more dogs, but I can't, so I thought if I can't have them, I will donate to help them. This made me feel very good and helpful because my donations will help newly rescued dogs and will give them things that they didn't have.
I decided to split it into 4 $5 bills, and then I wrapped them up into like a little note, put them in envelopes, and I put them into random books at the Horsham Library. I wanted to exemplify the randomness in doing a random act of kindness, and I thought that the best way to do it was to not know who's getting it and to put it somewhere where anyone could get it. I picked out some of my personal favorite books, some adult books, some kids books, so different audiences can get the money. And it was a really cool feeling while I was doing this too, because as I'm in the library and I'm putting these envelopes that I had into the books, I couldn't help myself from envisioning the reactions that I'm anticipating people would have when they see the note and the $5 and the idea that inspired it, which I all included in the note. And it's a really inspiring feeling because it reminds you that there are still some people who are very grateful in the world, and that there are a lot of people who are looking out for each other, and there's a lot of kindness. And I think that sometimes the dark things can shadow some of the really positive things that we have in our world.
I learned not to take basic needs for granted because not everybody can afford decent meals every day.
Even though it was a little donation, I know it can still be a big impact.
When you are in a good situation and when you have things, you should always give back. Just because you're doing well doesn't mean that everybody is, and so you should go ahead and work to help other people.
Small acts of kindness could make an impact on someone's day.
Doing good things brings joy to everyone and makes you feel good.
Doing an act of kindness is really nice, and you can help other people spread kindness.
Yep. So true.
Adopt now. You don't really have to do something big for it to make a big difference.
People really appreciate when you're thinking of them and going out of your way for them.
$20 can go a long way, and it's also good to give back, and it's easy to give back to the places that are oftentimes like down the street from here.
Now I know that just $20 can make a big change in someone's life, and that it feels good to help out every so often.
I learned that like just being careful and thoughtful can change somebody's whole week, day, their whole perspective. Just doing something nice. And it was just a great experience to have, and I loved doing this for these people because they loved it. They loved it. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this $20 challenge. It was definitely worth it. It was definitely great, and I feel like it had a great impact on these people and myself.